Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What is the Monday painting video? What is it all about? Well, Monday painting video is a painting video, but the model or models in question are voted on by you guys, my viewers. From last week's Weekly Wednesday, which is a weekly Q&A. In that video, I show you guys a host of models and you guys vote on what you want to paint for next Monday's painting video. So for all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. See you in a minute. Right, so with 2 votes, the Apothecary Biologis one. This is going to be an interesting, very interesting paint because they have white armour. So I need to get my chapter colours on this somehow, which I don't know how to do. That's all got stuff on it, so it's going to be all nice and gold. And it's carrying an amazing canister. Anyway, the first thing I do is to, it doesn't have gravel on his base, but I'm going to get some Stillage and Drab and just dry brush his base because he has a nice little plastic base he stands on. Now, I've seen so many people do different ways of doing white armour, and the most common way is they'll come in with like grey cere or white scars spray and then come in and do the work and then tidy up the white afterwards. I don't know, but I'm going to do it a slightly different way. I'm going to start with Youth and Grey, and what I'm going to do is get a bit of tissue and I'm going to give this guy a heavy dry brush across all of his armour panels with the Youth and Grey. I'm going to leave his helmet because that's where I'm going to do my chapter colours on. I want to try to avoid every part that I want to do with like metallic-y or a gold or something like that. Leave that to dry for a minute. Right, so I've given it a couple of coats of dry brushing with the Youth and Grey. I think that looks very cool very quickly. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with some lead belcher and I'm going to pick out anything that I think is going to be metal, like his gun. Get that a little once over. He does have a mad little symbol on his gun that I'm going to avoid because I want to, maybe it's some retribute armour or something like that. There's a few surgical tools here. Surgical tools at the back, on the back of his head, or sorry, on the back of his backpack. All of this wiring as well needs to be done. But with this wiring, I want to try and keep the little gaps between the piping black, so I'm not putting as much paint on the brush and just trying to dry brush it along. Here's the light, and just go around the model, and anything that I think, like in between here, between his legs, he's got the little bits that join the armour pieces together. So next I'm going to come in with some rhinox hide, and this colour, there's a couple of leather pouches on him, namely here. Pick those out. Some people might say, why did I not do all this first and then dry brush it? Because if I'd done it first and dry brushed it, I would have probably messed up and gone onto bits I didn't want to get. So the next colour I'm going to come in with is some Retributor armour. And I'm going to pick out everything that I think should be gold. This is really going to make the model pop off now. Royal Aquila, his chest. Just have to put on this gun that I wanted to get. And there's a few more bits and pieces, so I'm going to go off camera and just get the rest of those pieces and come back to you again. Right, so next I'm going to come in with some corn red. Here's where we're at so far. There's two bits I'm going to get with this corn red. The first thing is his little cloth hanging down. There's corn red on the cloth, it looks absolutely amazing. And not only that, it's going to really break up the white on this model. I missed that little ball on his foot there. And the other bit I'm going to do is carefully do his helmet. I only want to get half of his helmet, because the other half is going to be my chapter colours. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come in with some Screaming Skull, and I'm going to get the other side of this helmet. I did flick a bit of Euphron Grey on there just to give me a nice little starting base colour. It's a bit of a difficult one to do because it is quite a small space. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Then I'm going to come back for the next bit. Right, so next I'm going to come in with some white scars, and I'm going to try and get the most flattest, most rigid pieces I can. So like these pieces on his leg here, like these bits here. Now white scars is a layer paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. I also picked out red on his little sight there, and the one in front of him. Now I might need to go over and give this a couple of coats here and there just to really make it pop off. do all of that on camera for you to see. I'm just going to do a bit. What a difference that makes. I think it actually looks amazing. Now, for all intents and purposes, this guy's about ready. What that means is I can put him on the table and away we go. What I'm going to do now is take him beyond battle ready standard. Now this could be a wash, this could be a dry brush, this could be an edge highlight, it could be contrast paint, technical paint. You know, you could even bring other layer paints in and start doing other bits and pieces. Now I know I started with a dry brush, but I think that was the best way of trying to get this white armour nice. And I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with some Lothern blue. I don't need a lot, I need a little tiny touch because he has one purity seal just there. So we're going to break it up even more. What I'm going to do now is come back in with some Screaming Skull. And I'm going to brush it along on the leather pouches to give it like a one leather effect. Next I'm going to come in with some moot green. Now this is the airbrush paint, but what I only want a little bit, and what I want is to water it down even more so it's really watery. And I'm going to colour in his little display piece. The reason I want it really watery is because it'll give that little effect. That's a green screen display unit, but the metallic is coming through from underneath. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually coming with a contrast paint for this little jar. I think maybe some Talazar blue. I think that'd be nice. That'll break up the white nicely. So as you've seen, I did wax some youth and grey there. I'm going to come in with a little bit of contrast paint, slap it in there. Any bits that I've missed and gone everywhere, I'm just going to just dab it around to give me like a sort of glowing effect. That looks very cool. The only colour I need now is Wazdaka red, which is here. Now what I'm going to do is Wazdaka red. I'm going to come in and hit this cloth, or his little tabard in front of him, shall I say. What that's going to do is that it's really going to bring that area to life now, and I want to get a little bit across his helmet, and I do believe, and there's one more thing I'm going to do with this guy actually. The last colour is some Agrax Earthshade. This is a wash, and what I'm going to do, I don't need a lot of it, I need a little tiny bit, and I'll wash it across the gold. A bit too shiny for my liking. I do believe this guy's going to be done. Now I'm not going to do put some aggro shade on his little light thing there because I want it to look bright. Check some of those canisters there to the side of him, and he is done. Now someone's going to chuck on below, I know they are, so why didn't I paint the canister? I think the canister looks better black because it contrasts the white, and with a little bit of blue in there, the greeny silver here, the white and the gold, and you know, all the little colours that are going on in this area just really make it stand out even more. And I could even go one step further and bring some Lothern blue back in and just add a little edge in here. I might do that afterwards. Actually, I might even do it now actually. Right, so I'm going to come in with some more Lothern blue. Now this is a layer paint. You see I've only got a tiny bit on the brush. Just going to brush it in there. If the contrast paint's still wet a little bit, that's all even better because that will just mingle together nicely. I'm primarily going for the little ridges around the edge of the box. Lothern blue is a low paint. It'll go on bright and dull itself down. So there's no panic. I think that makes it stand out even more. I could even go one step further if I really wanted to and leave it to dry, and then when it's dry mix some Lothern blue with a little bit of white scars on the wet palette, and then come in and just do bits of it here and there. But I think that looks fine. It looks fantastic. So massive thank you to everyone who voted. I'll bring you down and show you some pictures in a minute. But massive thank you to everyone who voted. If you voted for something and it didn't win, don't panic because everything has to be painted. If you're new to the channel, seeing this for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to this video more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. Any comments or anything about paint job on this model, chuck on below as always, guys. But thanks for watching. Until next time, take it easy.